Give me what I want right now. When? So we've all seen that toddler, when they don't get what they want, right then, right there, right that second, start crying, right? Well, that's how a lot of people are living their lives, right? They're living their lives where if they don't get exactly what they want right now, they're upset with their life. They're not happy. You know, they never got over that syndrome or whatever. But the truth is, the power of delayed gratification causes people to be more successful than others, right? Someone that can do a task for 10 years over and over and over again without a reward can get a lot further along than someone who has to have a reward every time they do something, right? So this is basically a video on delayed gratification, right? So I'm gonna go through some of the things that can help you become more successful. So using delayed gratification, basically, right? This is going to help you become more successful using delayed gratification. Now, the first thing that I tell everyone is to pay yourself first, right? Now, what does this mean? This means that before your paycheck hits your bank account, you have an automatic withdrawal into your brokerage account so that you can invest 15% of your money or more into your brokerage account. Now, the reason you do this is basically you're taxing yourself, right? You're saying that I'm going to pay myself first before I pay anybody else, right? And saying usually when you get your paycheck, you've already paid taxes, and there is a way around doing that, but most people are going to want to just go ahead and pay their taxes because they don't make enough money for it to matter. But that being said, you know, if you make $50,000, you know, it's roughly $750 a month. That's going to be 15% of your income, right? If you automatically invest that for 30 years at even a 10% rate, the minimum rate that you could get from the stock market, you're going to be at $1.5 million at 30 years, right? So imagine you start doing this at 18 years old. You know, you come out, you get your first job, you hit 15% at 18 years old. 48 years old, you got $1.5 million in your brokerage account, making you $100,000 a year without you having to do anything. Would that be a better situation than what most people in America have? 100%. And that's all you did was automatically pull money out of your check, right? Now imagine if it got 20% return over that 30 years. You're sitting at $11 million, right? Making $500,000 to $1 million a year without having to do anything, right? Craziness to think about. But all you did was allocate that money to investing, paying yourself first, right? Now, people always tell me all the time, like, hey, I'm barely paying my bills now. How am I supposed to take out 15%? Right? Well, you have an order in your budget of what you pay, right? Housing obviously comes first, right? So this is where some people do mess up, right? Because they've got too much housing, right? And so some people will be like, oh, each kid needs their own bedroom, blah, blah, blah. You know, if you can't afford to invest and have each one of your kids a bedroom, you know, then obviously you're going to have to decrease your housing, right? So then after that, you got your electric bill, your water bill, transportation, then clothes, then miscellaneous, everything else, right? Now, the second one most people mess up with is transportation, right? Instead of driving that beater car every 2 years, people would go and get a brand new car, whether it be on a lease or whether they buy it. And they pay the full payments, $1,200 to $1,500 a month. Where instead, you can take that money, drive your beater car that you already got, right? Paid off car. Keep driving that beater car and give yourself into a savings account the $1,200 to $1,500 a month, right? After the first year, if you put $1,000 away for the first year, that's 12 grand, right? That's how much cars are costing now. When I first did this math, when I first figured all this out, the cars were only like $400 or $500, right? So you're only saving 6 grand a year. So to have a nice car, you would save for 3 years. So same thing now, save for 3 years, $1,000 a month, is that's how much your car payments would be. You're sitting at $36,000 plus your beater car, right? So that's a $40,000 vehicle. You think you can buy a pretty nice vehicle for $40,000? You can. Even now, even with inflation, you can still buy a pretty nice new vehicle if you wanted to. But most likely you're going to get a 3 years old, right? Partially used vehicle, basically. But that's how you decrease on your transportation cost, right? So say you even split that, you keep the beater car and you only are able to save $500 a month and invest the other 500, right? You're still looking at a better situation in 3 years, right? You're delaying your gratification, right? Basically. And then obviously you can wear, non-name brand clothes, stuff like that. But I'm basically here talking about the main two, which is housing and transportation, right? That $70,000 brand new truck, $1,200 to $1,500 car payment, you're putting yourself underwater, right? But the person that can do that, the person that can say, okay, I'm going to take $700 a month, $750 a month, $1,000 a month, and I'm going to invest it. Instead of buying a car, I'm going to save $500 a month to $1,000 a month, and we're going in 3 years from now, we're going to buy a car. So say something goes wrong with the beater car you have now, you have this money saved to go into it if you need it, or you can cash flow it, which is what we do. We cash flow the repairs, right? You need brakes, you got an oil leak, whatever. It's still going to be cheaper than that $1,000 a month over the long haul, right? Especially if you take care of your car, right? You don't drive it like a maniac, right? Let's say my car right now has 305,000 miles on it. Our main driver right now has 268,000 miles on it. And we also have another car with 288,000 miles on it that we don't drive that much, but we should drive it more. So this is delayed gratification. This is what this video is about. It's about delayed gratification. And if you can do that, if you can have delayed gratification, by the time you're 40 years old, you won't even have to work anymore if you don't want to, truthfully. Because something switches in your mind when you start investing, right? You start actually paying attention to what's going on in the world. You pay attention to where your money's at, and you start figuring out like, hey, if I put my money here, I'm going to make a 50% return. If I put my money here, I'm going to make 100% return. Oh, this stock is down 60% this year off of rumors, but it's really worth double what is being sold for right now. Like I say, you're going to figure all that stuff out, right? And this is all the professionals do. That's what they do. They find something that's undervalued and they buy it, right? And this is what delayed gratification does. It gives you the opportunity to get ahead of everybody else, right? Now, the hardest part of this is watching everybody else with a brand new car and you still with the beater car. Right? It's hard to watch your friends, or even your friends might make fun of you for your beater car or stuff like that, right? So that's going to happen. But when you're ahead of them, they're in their 40s and their body's beat up, they can't work anymore. They're talking about having to apply for disability. You know, you have $1.5 million and you're making 100 grand a year, 200 grand a year, not having to do anything. And you're sitting on the beach drinking Mai Tais. You've used all your vacation that year, you know, because you didn't have to work. You know, you started giving away all your overtime shifts. You know, this is a much better life, right? And that's what we're going towards. We're going towards financial freedom. That's financial freedom, right? And you get to financial freedom with delayed gratification, because you could literally spend your whole paycheck every time you get it, or you could delay that a little bit and be way ahead and really enjoy life. I'm Nate. I'm your life coach, right? If you need help doing something like this, setting something like this up, that's what I do. I'm your life coach, right? So hit me up in the DM, follow me on Instagram, follow this channel, subscribe to the channel, and, you know, text me if you really need help, 919-480-1370, or you can send me an email at FitfutureMD@gmail.com. I'm glad to help you. My prices are not that expensive, right, for most people, so make sure you get in on that while it's still cheap, while I still have time to help you, right? Once I get so many customers, the price is either going to have to go up or I'm going to have to decrease the customers, right, or not take any more customers. So keep that in mind. Make sure you shop at Ensorsale.com. Pick up a cool inspirational t-shirt like this one. Success is a habit, right? So this is how you become successful. You habitually put $750 a month away and you will be successful. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.